including feeding and transportation, with knocks on effects on various costs of life. As a government, we are not unmindful of these pains and shock, and we have one of the most important tasks at our hand to cushion the effect of these tough decisions and to alleviate the burdens of our people. At this time, we have to acknowledge that these difficult fiscal decisions of the past couple of months have been very, very necessary if we are to have a chance to succeed at creating a true and lasting prosperity for our country. Let me therefore at this juncture commend the efforts of our new President, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for his bold and audacious leadership steps at reshaping and restoring the economy of our country. His unwavering commitments and visionary approach has been pivotal in steering our beloved country towards a positive trajectory. Amidst global challenges, his policies have laid a strong foundation for economic rejuvenation, fostering an environment that is conducive for growth and stability. Our budget aligns with these national objectives and is designed to further propel Lagos towards prosperity, ensuring that we not only contribute significantly to our national economy, but also safeguard the welfare and the aspiration of all Lagosians. Mr. President has laid a very audacious step that wants to create a $1 trillion GDP before the end of 2030. And I think this move has also been confirmed by international rating agencies like Moody, who just put our country on the positive trajectory. We know therefore that the story is not only of the challenging economic times, but also of immense accompanying opportunity. Lagos continues to attract huge investment that are creating jobs, contributing wages, and transforming local communities. This year alone, we have seen the completion and commissioning of the following major projects. The Lekki Deep Sea Port, which is the deepest deep sea port in the whole of Sub-Saharan Africa. The largest single-train crude oil refinery in the world, which a few days ago we all witnessed the first shipment of its crude for processing. The Lagos rice mill, 32 metric ton, the largest in Sub-Saharan Africa. The commencement of operation of the phase 1 of the Blue Line. The new assembly plants are among some of the towering investment that we have commissioned in the course of this year. We are partnering with the private sector also to establish here in Lagos Africa's premier international financial center. Our free zones are attracting new domestic and international companies who are battling on the premise and the potential of the new Nigeria. All of this and many more will have significant multiplier effects on our sub-national and on our national economy. Lagos also continues to enjoy its status as the startup capital of Africa, as well as a prime investment destination for private equity and venture capital companies. We've seen inflows of investment in everything from undersea internet cabling to hyperscale data centers to various innovative manufacturing and world-class financial service institutions. As we enter the new year 2024, there's a lot to be hopeful for with the various economic and social investment policies and programs being put in place by the federal government and at various state levels. We'll expect a positive turnaround for better in the year 2024. Our Teams Plus agenda, where are we today? Mr. Speaker, members of the Lagos State House of Assembly, the process of putting together our 2024 budget, which is themed a budget of renewal, has been very carefully guided by our team's governing agenda, which has been with us since the inception of our administration, and which has recently expanded with the Teams Plus. The Plus embodying our renewed focus on social inclusion, gender equality, and youth development. Our team's governing agenda, which has been with us since the inception of our administration, and which has recently expanded with the Teams Plus. The Plus embodying our renewed focus on social inclusion, gender equality, and youth development. Our goal, therefore, in Lagos, is no one should be left behind. The 2024 budget proposal I'm presenting here today is building on our consolidation budget, which were as follows. In year 2020, we had a budget of awakening to a great of renewal, echoing the renewed hope aspiration of the federal government in their 2024 budget. I will proceed to highlight some of our recorded achievements in the last couple of years, and which the 2024 budget seeks to build upon and consolidate on. Under the transportation and traffic management pillar, Mr. Speaker, honorable members of the House, our driving vision here is to bequeath to the Lagosians a truly intermodal system of transportation. Like all flourishing megacities around the world, a system that is seamless, that interconnects various modes of transportation. In our case, we'll be connecting road, rail, and water transportation. We are already on our way to achieving this. We are also expanding on all of these various systems. Our Blue Line Rail, which has since commenced operation, and which we thank the former President Buhari, for helping us commission early this year, kicked off with just 12 trips a day. Today, that rail line is doing 52 trips per day, and we're hoping that by early next year, it will move up to 70 trips per day. The Red Line, which is a 100% investment in this administration, is now 96% completion, and will be commissioned by the grace of God by Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, within the next couple of months, within the first quarter of next year. We have also done extensive feasibility and viability studies on the potential green line, the yellow line, and the purple line. Under water transportation, we have increased aggressively the fleets that we have from 6 to 21, and I dare say that another 10 are ready and will improve the deployments into our various waterways. On the back of this investment, we'll see movement of over 2 million passengers on a monthly basis through our ferry services. A large fleet. We have also extended our conversation electric ferries into our waterways. In road transportation, Lamata has recently taken delivery of first set of electric mass transit buses. This is in addition to our joint deployment of over 800 buses across the 25 routes that are being run by the Lagos Bus Service Limited, and the first set I think my laptop is just acted up. You must have a plan B. Be prepared at all times.
which you just saw the first step of our 800 buses under the Lagos bus service system and the 500 last and first mile buses, which were all provided to the private sector. We're also concluding plans to introduce additional 1,000 CNG buses into the public transportation system within the next couple of months. In the year 2020, we began constructing 4 bridges overpasses across the Red Line infrastructure between Oyingbo and Ikeja to serve as alternative routes for vehicular and pedestrian users in Oyingbo, Yaba, Surulere, Mushin, and Ikeja, thus bringing relief to our various commuters. I'm pleased to say that we have formally commissioned the Yaba and Oyingbo overpass, while the Ikeja overpass will be opened next week, and the Mushin overpass will be commissioned in the next couple of weeks. In the last 4 years, completed, commissioned, and handed over 91 roads projects and several improved junctions, whilst we have about 140 roads at various levels of completion. No part of Lagos has been left untouched. Construction has commenced at the almost 4-kilometer Ojota, Maryland, Okwebi Link Bridge approach that will connect Okwebi Road to the Lagos-Ikorodu Road by Odoyalaro. We have completed the first phase and the second phase at rebuilding the Lekki-Epe Express Road, reinforced concrete from Epe Junction to Awoyaya, and the final phase from Awoyaya to Abraham Adesina is also under construction. Strategic roads as the Abiola Onigemo roads, including bridges and components at Ifakojai, and other parts like Muniru Bupamarwa Road, also in Ojo, are at various levels of completion. Our partnership with CIG Motors have delivered an automobile assembly facility in Lagos with a remarkable milestone that has produced over 2,000 vehicles already assembled here in Lagos. These vehicles are being deployed to meet all of our needs around our taxi hailing company, the Lag Ride, which is yet another effect and ensuring that we have a diversified public transportation system. In our next pillar, which is health and environment, our health agenda is focused on infrastructure, welfare, and personnel, and access to quality and affordable services, especially by the poorest and the vulnerable people in our society. We are constructing a new 280-bed at the Ojo General Hospital to accommodate the growing needs of the community. The construction of a 1,000-bed mental and rehabilitation hospital in Ketu is also progressing very well. The renovation and remodeling works at various hospitals, including the Mainland Hospital, Yaba, the Apapa General Hospital, the Harvey Road Health Center, the Bitemeda Hospital, Isolo General Hospital, at various stages of completion. Earlier in the year, we did the groundbreaking of our 11th-floor resident doctors' quarters at Lasut. Similar projects of resident quarters are ongoing at Bagara General Hospital and the new Ojo Hospital. The new doctors' quarters and the Solo General Hospital have also been completed. We have built and completed 10 triad oxygen therapy centers across the city. The construction of a new massive hospital on Adeja Dele is progressing. The 9-story, 250-bed hospital will be the largest children's hospital in sub-Saharan Africa. We have purchased new ambulances, including float ambulances both for prompt rescue of victims of both mishap and other water-related disaster. We have built new ambulances bases at the General Hospital Lagos, the General Hospital Badagry, the General Hospital Ikorodu, the Maternal and Child Hospital Etiosa, and the Lagos University Teaching Hospital Lasso, to improve incidents of emergencies in all of these hospitals. The preliminary construction has also commenced on the 4th-floor state-of-the-art edifice, which will house the proposed Lagos State Infectious Disease and Research Center, within the premises of the mainland hospital in Yaba. In the area of access, we are introducing an health insurance and endowment fund for vulnerable and disadvantaged Lagosians. It's known as the Eco-Social Health Alliance, ECOSHA, under the Lagos Health Scheme. The Eco-Social Health Alliance will focus on supporting the elderly amongst us, the vulnerable amongst us, people in various orphanages, people living with disability, people living with HIV, AIDS, or tuberculosis, sickle cell anemia patients, and people that are victims of domestic and sexual violence. Under the environment pillar, Mr. Speaker and members of the House, the world has just witnessed in Dubai the 28th Conference of Partners, which is called COP28, as an industrialized megacity that sits at the edge of the Atlantic Ocean with a fast-growing population. The climate change conversation affects Lagos in multiple ways. We are battling with rising sea levels, associated flooding, whilst also having to consider the impact of carbon emission. All of this against the backdrop of ensuring that our people benefit from affordable energy from our homes and in our businesses. I'm pleased to say that we are not taking a back seat when it comes to climate action. And we are starting to reap the emerging benefits of such interventions. At the COP28, we saw substantial investors' interest from two of our waste conversion initiatives, the Advanced Garbage Collection and Waste to Energy Initiative, as well as proposed construction of a new sewage treatment plant. This investment will go a long way to set us firmly on the path of sustainability in the fight against climate change. In addition to this, we are also currently in the area of environmental action. We're constructing drainages and we're dredging in various parts of the city, in the state, especially in areas that are prone to incessant flooding. A significant number of these projects have been completed, while some other ones are still ongoing. We have also established what we call a Loma Academy, the first solid waste management academy in this region. In addition, we have started the most comprehensive drainage clearing effort in our recent history, leaving no area and no stone unturned in the effort to ensure that all violators of our urban master plan, people that are building on drainage channels, that are building on canals that are not meant to be there, they will all be decisively addressed, and such buildings will continue to be removed. Under our education and technology pillar, since 2019, we have recruited over 10,000 teachers across our primary and secondary schools. We have built over 1,000 new classrooms. We have renovated over 320 schools. We have also digitalized and renovated over 340 public libraries. We have added over 2,000 new bed spaces to our boarding schools. We have also added recreational facilities like sporting, football pitches, racetracks, multi-purpose courts in some of our schools to ensure that students have a total development, while others will also commence soon. We have also delivered a school at Vetland Junior School, Agege, the pilot project in our series of technology-driven schools, in which technology and teaching are done with the aid of interactive screen boards and tablets for both students and teachers. This is now being replicated in other districts within the state. Our Eco-Digital Skills Initiative have trained over 321,000 pupils in primary and secondary schools in ICT programs, and such as computer-based uses of internet, cloud services, and so on. Our Eco-Excel initiative, Leave No Child Behind, which was launched in the year 2020, has also managed to train over 18,000 teachers with the Lagos Universal Basic Education Board, and it has equipped them with teaching tablets and skills that are needed for high-quality education, while also equipping over 500,000 pupils with personal e-learning devices and textbooks. We have instituted a new reward system for excellence in our teaching and dedication of our teachers, making available to them brand new vehicles to deserving teachers as a form of inspiration and motivation for all of them in the teaching profession. We're emphasizing vocational education as a means of stemming the attrition. Subjects covered at the vocational schools include agriculture, technology, beauty and fashion, building materials, and media and tech space. Our various efforts across the primary and secondary schools have enabled us to cross the 80% pass mark in mathematics and English examination that are conducted externally. We now have 2 state-of-the-art universities in Lagos, which is in addition to the Lagos State University, LASU. We have successfully upgraded the former Lagos State Polytechnic to the Lagos State University of Science and Technology, and the former Adiro Soya College of Education and the Michael Otedola College of Education, Ijaniki. They have been completed, and they are now the Lagos State University of Education last week in the Ijaniki and Epe campuses. I'm happy to report that these institutions have taken off and are in full operation. The construction of over 8,200 bed spaces in LASU is also nearing completion. Upon completion, it will make LASU students also have a means of accommodation on the campus within their university. In technology, through our Lagos State Science and Research Innovation Council, we have distributed over $500 million to over 40 innovative tech startups in Lagos. The idea of LagRide, for example, was birthed by a startup that took second place in one of our transition hackathon challenge in the year 2019. The Lagos Cowrie card, which is our own version of the London Oyster card, which is usable under our various transportation modes on BRT buses, on ferries, and in our trains, was developed by a company known as Touch and Pay Technology, which was indeed a tech startup company by young under 30 Lagosians. And today, we're proud that they've produced over 4 million cards that citizens and Lagosians are carrying to board on each and every of these transportation infrastructure. We have also empowered over 350 young technology entrepreneurs through the Lagos Innovate Voucher Program, which provide access for them, internet services, electricity, through our various partner hubs. Under the Metro Fiber project, we have completed a phase 1, about 2,900, and we're hoping that the phase 2 will also commence very soon. Over 1,000 public schools, hospitals have also enjoyed connectivity into the fiber network. The Startup Lagos is our government-run information portal for tech startups in the ecosystem. It serves as an investor exchange point for startups, as well as a source for important news and events and opportunities for both investors and inventors. Currently, we've got a database of over 3,000 startups on the portal. The technology initiatives such as our Live Camera Update, LUC, project, the Automated Number Plate Recognition Cameras, the Command and Control Center for our waterways, and the Lagos Rail Mass Transit Project have all been deployed, allowing for improved security as well as a proactive and faster response to traffic issues and mobilization to accident scenes when they do occur. Our digital cabinet dashboard is an all-encompassing application that digitalizes public data for decision-making in government. It's at an advanced stage and has been scaled through beta testing and ready for use. Under Making Lagos 21st Century pillar, agricultural futures, our recently commissioned 32 metric ton rice mill, which is the largest in sub-Saharan. This rice mill, which was under 30% when we came on board, is a joy and a pride for all of us. At full operation, it will create jobs for almost 250,000, direct and indirect, and create jobs for our rice farmers, our distributors, people in haulage and logistics, and other ancillary services. We have partnered with multilateral agencies such as the World Bank, the FAO, the IFC, the Japanese International Cooperative Agency, and a host of others on infrastructure and productive access to support our farmers, as well as the training and capacity development of the key staff at this mill. We have various programs, such as our World Bank Assisted Appeals Project, which is agro-processing, productivity enhancement, and livelihood support scheme, the Lagos Care Project, the Agricultural Value Chain Enterprise Activation Program, the Lagos Agropreneur Program, the Agri-Business Small and Medium Enterprise Investment Scheme Program, the Lagos Agricultural Scholars Program, the Eco Agro Mechanization Services Program. We do all of this in collaboration with international organizations, including the MasterCard Foundation and IITA, which all have become direct impacts that we've seen thousands and thousands of our farmers, farming household, and agro-processing benefiting from, which has created a better value chain and is supporting them to access to grants, extension services, and facility rehabilitation at each of their facilities. In housing, we have embarked on a total of 19 public and private joint venture housing schemes across different parts of the state. We have delivered several thousands of housings to Lagosians in different parts, including at Igondo, Igbokushi, Iponre, Lekki Phase 2, in Koshofe, in Nomole, in Ogba, and Kosinjiri, at Bagada, at Shogotedo, in Itamarun, and to mention but a few. We have also commencing our conversation at building the proposed Immortal Workers City, which is meant to produce about 3,500 new homes, and which will also be supported by mortgage financing. We're also very critical with our MSMEs and startup support. Through the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, we have supported over 12,000 micro, small, and medium enterprises to access almost 9 billion in loans and grants. Now, I want to also encourage, MSMEs and startups in Lagos that it will be one of our major priorities in Lagos in 2024. As we speak, we have over 1,500 MSMEs undergoing a 4-day training with exchange program on Awolowo Road at the old nursing school, even as we speak, which started yesterday. Some of these things is to ensure that they have a scale and ensuring that ease of doing business at that level is not left unattended to. Under entertainment, tourism, and creative industry, Mr. Speaker, honorable members of the House, in partnership with other notable players in the entertainment industry, including Ebony Life Academy, Del York, Ogidi Studios, and African Film City, we have also laid the groundbreaking for a $100 million Lagos Film City at Epe. We have trained over 10,000 pupils in the creative industry through the partnership that I've mentioned, through Del York Creative Academy, Ebony Life Academy, African Film Academy, and Ogidi Studios, in areas such as film production, post-production, visual arts, and auxiliary services that can enhance and improve the filmmaking industry and enhance the ecosystem around entertainment and tourism. Earlier this year as well, we commissioned the J. Randall Center, the first of many initiatives that is aimed at ensuring the preservation of our heritage of the Yoruba nation through the collaborative and preservation of our history and culture. Under our social inclusion, gender equality, and youth development, we have built and revamped about 30 youth centers, 4 playing grounds, and 1 youth hostel for our teeming youth population across the state. In area of leadership, we launched the Latif Jakonde Leadership Academy with 30 fellows drawn from over 3,000 applicants. The Academy will be an annual fellowship designed to mentor young Nigerians to take public sector challenge and to take up leadership role in Lagos and in other parts of the country. The Lagos State Youth Leadership Initiative, Ibile Youth Academy, have also trained over 3,000 young people in all of our 5 divisions, inculcating in them the values of citizenship, leadership, and volunteerism. At present, over 8,000 penultimate and final year students that has drawn from our various higher educational institutes in Lagos are also undergoing entrepreneurship and employability skills training programs with Job Initiative Lagos. Mr. Speaker, honorable members of the House, I think it's important that I also mention that there are some large-scale transformational infrastructural initiatives that we are planning to embark upon. The Lagos Ekpe International Airport, our food and logistics hub that we're currently doing, the Phase 2 construction of the Lagos Metro Rail and the 4th Mainland Bridge and the Omu Creek. Between these projects are interventions that we believe will change the infrastructure landscape of Lagos. These are projects that will cost billions of naira, and we're committed to showing strong leadership in the effects to raising this financing. We're working closely with private sector, with multilateral agencies, and we hope that we will work with our state assembly and the federal government to clearly be able to raise the needed funding and financing for all these projects. Clearly, we do not have all of the resources at our own, and each of these projects where the private sector are best positioned to lead as strategic investors, the Lagos State government will create an enabling environment working with this House to make their investment worth a while and make it functional. Discussions are therefore at various stages for each of these projects to ensure that we settle on the most appropriate and efficient form of financing that will guarantee a cost-effective and efficient delivery. The 2023 budget performance. Mr. Speaker, honorable members of the House, before I present the details of the 2024 appropriation proposal, let me briefly mention the highlights of the performance of the 2023 budget. As at the end of third quarter 2023, ending 30th September, we had implemented over 1.03 trillion of the 2023 budget, representing 78% of the prorated estimate of 1.36 trillion. Actual capital expenditure stood at 613 billion, 80% of prorated estimate of 764 billion. Actual recurrent stood at 419 billion, representing 75% of prorated estimate of 561 billion. We believe that by the end of this year, that this 2023 budget, which we want to thank you for also helping us to reorder about a month ago, will achieve close to 90% completion by the end of this month. The year 2024 budget proposal. Mr. Speaker, I'm indeed privileged to present to you today the 2024 budget proposal tagged Budget of Renewal. The year 2024 budget is proposed to have a total budget size of 2,246.2 billion naira. That means 2.2 trillion, comprising a total revenue of 1.847 trillion and a deficit financing of 398 billion. The total revenue comprises our internally generated revenue and total federal transfers as follows. For internally generated, proposed a total of 1.2 trillion, and for total federal transfers, 596 billion. We equally propose a recurrent expenditure of 1.02 trillion, which comprises of total overhead, total personnel costs, and recurrent debt service broken down as follows. Total overhead costs, 527.7 billion, This is made up of overhead, 304.7 billion, subvention, 123.01 billion, dedicated funds amounting to 100.02 billion, personnel costs amounting to 319.23 billion, recurrent debt service at 174.94 billion. For capital expenditure, we propose a total of 1.224 trillion. As follows: capital expenditure 856.38 billion, repayment 367.89 billion. Mr. Speaker, honorable members of this esteemed House, I also hereby give you further breakdown at sectorial level of the budget. The economic affairs, which is the largest chunk, will have a total of 535 billion. Environment will have a total of 94 billion. Health will have 156 billion. Education, about 199 billion. Social protection, 50 billion. Public order and safety, about 84 billion. Mr. Speaker, as you will notice, the budget size is made up of a recurrent expenditure of 1.02 trillion, which is 45%, and a capital expenditure of 1.224 trillion, which is 55%. The deficit financing shall consist of external and internal loans and bonds, which are well within our fiscal sustainability parameters. Mr. Speaker, honorable members of the House, I would like to end on a note similar to what I started on, of encouragement and inspiration to the good people of Lagos. Better times are coming. We have gone through some very difficult times, but while the pain is temporary, the dividends of the necessary investment that we're making is here to stay. We're working closely with the federal government to wrap up relief measures to help the people of Lagos to alleviate the pains of subsidy removal and the impact of high inflation. We are especially concerned about transportation and food costs, and in the year 2024, we will be making key investment that is targeted at food security initiatives of the federal government. And for transportation, we're fully on board with the federal government initiative at CNG-powered buses, which will deliver a sizable number of these buses to each state for public transportation. The development of a mega city like ours is the responsibility of public and private sector. And to this end, we will continue to explore our public-private partnership strategies in the provision of infrastructure, social services, and the conversion of the conversation of the challenges to opportunities within the context of our scarce resources. I'm indeed very grateful to members of the organized private sector who have always heed to our calls for partnership and have shown great uncommon civic engagement with our government. I appreciate the efforts and contribution of our public servants, all the workers of our various ministries, departments, and agencies for identifying with and projecting our vision while working very hard to achieve our administration's set objective. I remain very grateful to the Honorable Speaker, Honorable Mudashiru Opasa, and all honorable members of this esteemed House for your consistent support, your assistance, your patience, and your contribution and your cooperation. To the leadership and members of our party, the All Progressives, and all Lagosians, I want to thank you for your support, and thank you for believing in us and for the work that we're doing with us. To all of our royal fathers and traditional institutions, we thank you, we appreciate you for your unflinching support to our administration. To the good people of Lagos, I'm eternally grateful for the opportunity and privilege to serve once again. I would like to assure you that we will intensify the pace of our work in the days ahead and to add value, quality value to your life. Please continue to support us by obeying the laws of the land, by by paying your tax promptly and in full, by exercising vigilance and providing useful information that will help tackle the activities of criminals. If you see something, please say something. Once again, Lagosians, I ask you to join hands with this administration. You have all overwhelmingly elected us once again. Mr. Deputy and I are indeed grateful and will lead on this journey to a greater Lagos, to our collective dreams and our collective aspiration. The future, we believe, is bright. We promise you that we'll continue to deliver on our electoral promises to all of you. Mr. Speaker, distinguished members of the Lagos State House of Assembly, I hereby present before this distinguished House the 2024 budget proposals of the Lagos State Government titled the Budget of Renewal. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless Lagos State. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Welcome back from the live telecast. We'll now continue with our regular programs. Stay tuned.
Where, when, and how, but in the mix, many things come to play to shape the political fortune of any country.
Honorable Minister, how you misinform the public?
From the political actors to the electorate, campaign to voting, from debates to policy decisions, big events happen to engage us in constant conversation.
That's what we're looking for. Not some people who are talking about ethnicity. No.
Who is on your mind?
Don't worry.
Join me every day on Politics Tonight, where we dissect issues that shape our political destiny. Politics Tonight, weekdays on TVC News.
Sometimes it's the story that calls. At other times, the people just want to be heard.
School, I need students, but I need teacher.
Can't continue like this.
Their voices re-echoing through time itself.
We haven't done anything.
If the tide is high, everybody run for safety.
Their tears leave a sweet sour taste for all their demands. A familiar call beckoning for change. In our world, no one expects a disaster to happen. But when it does, we'll be there to x-ray all sides, from the east to the west, north and south. Community Forum will examine the oddities and challenges to economic development, as well as issues yearning for government intervention. Watch fresh episodes of Community Forum